Hello, this is another episode of Our Generation with Melissa Shaw, and I'm super excited of my guest today. And I am back at Farm Free. I'm actually going to be doing a lot more here. They said they missed me, so and I don't want them bringing any other podcasters in here, so I gotta, they say I gotta mark
No
my
new
territory.
friends. No
No
new
new friends,
friends.
none at all. I'm the only one. No, but I'm excited to have you on my show. We've been talking about, I've been saying I've been wanting to have you, and we was like, let's meet for coffee. I'm like, hell, why don't we just do the interview?
I don't know how many times. This is like our 10th time meeting for coffee, I think, and we may as well just do the interview while we're here,
Exactly.
right?
Right. So, how's your day going?
It's good. It's
Good. So,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
just tell the people about you and your business and
Okay.
kind of your journey. And
All right. Well, hey everybody. I am Jennifer Kelz Kelly. Everybody calls me Kelz for the most part. I got that nickname when I was in the military. If you didn't know, the Air Force. And yeah, so I own Image by Kells. That's my like passion, baby. That's my beauty industry business. That's where we first met, I think, for Legal Shield. You
yep.
got me set up with that. I do a lot of classes. I do a lot of mentoring, coaching. Just coming out with some programs this year. It's crazy because I've actually been in the beauty industry for 10 years,
Wow.
but I never really believed in like paid coaching and mentoring. I always thought that that's just part of like as
Mm.
you grow, you're a mentor, right? I teach, I'm a licensed instructor, so I've always been a mentor. But now, since being in Indiana and since COVID, a lot of people are really doing the coaching, and I have so many people like asking, for the program. So it was
Mm.
time this year to finally like roll out a program, and it's just been crazy because we all have like imposter syndrome.
Yes.
And I'm looking at these girls that are like killing it in the coaching and mentoring, and they're,
Hmm.
getting paid, like just consulting people. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, how long have you been doing this? It's like, oh, 2 or 3 years. I'm like, that's amazing. You're killing it.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I have been in this damn industry for 10 years.
Yeah.
Before that, I was in the Air Force for 5 years. I was an adult when I went into the Air Force. I used to live in Atlanta. I was a hustler. We'll just, say that. That's all I'm going to say for now. Another story, another time. But so when coming into this space of mentoring and coaching was a little bit nerve-wracking for me, but like I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years.
Mm.
And not only do I have the Image by Kells, but I also have the suites, the elevated image suites, where I rent out private suites to mostly beauty industry people. There's also a really cool boutique in there right now. And then I have the event and training room that has been super busy with, like, I've got lash classes. We had a cute little makeup class for like younger girls the other
Aw.
day. Misha from Girl Gang has done some really cool events in there with her photo shoots and stuff too. And I have a commercial model who uses it for classes.
Nice.
And so that's been a whole nother arena in itself, more of like passive income.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just in a different space with my business now. And we were just talking about that transition. So
Hmm.
it's been fun. But this year I'm excited about
Have
because
you
last year
always
was
been
weird.
into beauty?
So it's really weird because we were talking about, dating and stuff. And one of the people, I was getting to know, he recently told me he didn't think I was a girly girl. He saw something that I had, and he's like, that is so girly. I didn't know you were a girly girl. And I'm like, I'm in the beauty industry. What do you mean I'm not a girly girl? Like,
Right.
he's like, but you're a tomboy. I'm like, okay, yeah, true. Like, because like, he's really mostly seen me like camping, building things, renovating,
Right.
tearing down stuff at my house.
Yeah. Who doesn't
People,
love that?
yeah,
I
getting
love I love
dirty.
stuff like that. I will paint in the house in a minute.
But I was like, yeah, I'm definitely a girly girl. But it is interesting because I've liked beauty, and in high school, I thought I wanted to do beauty, but I didn't want to do hair.
Mm.
And I'm 35, so almost 36. But back in high school, like in Indiana, that's all there was is hair. They didn't
Hmm.
teach white girls or anybody besides, mostly only Asian women did nails. They
Hmm.
kept that in their community.
Yeah.
Um, Esthetician wasn't really a thing that much back then,
Hmm.
so we could do hair, and I didn't really want to do hair, so I did landscaping and I did odd jobs and I hustled and I joined the military and I was in military intelligence working with fun stuff like, drones and other things. I'd, have to kill you if I told you, oh, I'm a tough girl stuff.
Right.
But that was like a different life to me, because I have always been interested in beauty and I just didn't want to do hair. So when I was in the military and I was having a lot of medical issues from all the hours and they had us working nights and days and nights and days, and lived in Korea and Virginia and Washington and Texas. And, it was just a lot of moving. So my body just couldn't really take it. So towards the end, I had to get out medically, and I was like, I need a career that's fun,
Hmm.
and I had met a girl that used to do my nails, and she was like Puerto Rican and I think Puerto Rican and black mixed, and I was like, "You're not Asian?" I was like,
Right.
not that there's anything wrong with that. We love, but I was like,
Yeah,
I thought,
no.
only Asian women were
Absolutely, yeah.
detailed enough to do it. I was
Yeah.
like, she was like, no, girl, it just takes a lot of practice. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it just so I could do my own, and then I built permanent makeup, and then I added aesthetics, and
So did you start
then
off with the makeup?
I started off with nails.
Okay.
And when I lived in Virginia, and I was doing like the stilettos with the
Wow.
stones and
Okay.
designs, and oh, I miss my clients in Virginia. It was a ball. But when I moved to Seattle with my son's dad, I didn't have my son yet, but I moved out there with him, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna keep doing nails. And I moved out there, and everybody was like, we don't want the nails. We want like gel manicures and like French tips. And I'm like, oh, I don't even do that. Like,
Mhm.
y'all
Right.
can't know. Y'all ain't paying me enough to do short natural. I'm like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
So I still had school left, and I worked at a dispensary, weed dispensary out there, and um, just kind of started following like my passions at that time since I was out of the military, and had my son and started my business. And people were asking me to teach the classes, and I thought I was going to teach nails. And once again, I went to teach them nails, and they were like, we don't care about any of that. They were like, teach us the permanent makeup. I'm like, all right. So, and then I've kind of just built my empire before COVID. And then during COVID, I made the most money I've ever made. I had transitioned into teaching online like right before COVID
Oh,
hit.
wow.
So it was just, it's always just been kind of like following the universe for me,
Hmm.
and what feels right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And then I moved back here, and
Yeah.
I've been here for
So
3 years.
you're from here
Yep. I grew up
originally?
in Indiana.
Okay.
Yep. Monticello.
Oh,
Do you know where
yes.
that
Hell
is?
yeah. I used to go to Indiana
I
Beach
say, have you been there?
every year when I was a kid. We would go at Camp
I used to
Fair.
work at the corn dog stand for a summer or
Are you?
two.
I probably saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
good times. All the teenagers worked there at some point because
Yeah.
there's a lot of little stands there to work from. But yeah, I grew up there, and then as soon as I went to Ball State for like a semester, and tried Ivy Tech for a semester, and I wanted to be a news anchor,
Okay. I can see that.
and then I wanted to be in the medical field, and then I was like, why am I doing this? We just moved to Atlanta, and I was living down there, whiling out, working at Follies, and hanging out at Crime Mob, and I was like, fuck college.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, this isn't so fun. I probably should go do something with my life. So
Yeah.
that's when I joined the military. And the military was really cool. I mean, obviously it taught me a lot. And then I have a lot of benefits, from that. And that's kind of helped me with my, education and all that. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm going back to Ivy Tech next semester. So it's been great.
Yeah. I love it. So, during this journey, what has like changed for you personally?
Oh, I think when I had my son, because I had my son when I moved to Seattle, like Washington area, and that was after I'd been doing nails for a while, and I was just doing it. I mean, I did it all the time because I enjoyed it, but I wasn't really doing it in like a business model at the time. It was just like I like
Hmm.
doing this. And then once I had my son and became like the instructor, and um, that really just like I know kids change you. People who have kids, they
Hmm.
just give you a focus in life. Because there's no way I would have been having any growth in business because I would have moved so many times if I didn't have my
Mm,
kid. Because who knows where I'd be right now.
yeah.
Um, but they really, I think my son really changed me a lot. And then moving back here, I had like a goal in mind, because there's everybody who's lived in Indiana. I feel like a lot of people complain about it. It's like, oh, it's small, oh, it's horrible, oh, it snows, oh, the winter sucks, oh, this.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, but like,
That's not true.
that's not true.
Because I've run into people and I'll say, "Hey, do you know this person or do you know this
Yeah,
organization?" And
stop going to the same
they're like,
places.
"No," and I'm like, "How do you not know this place?"
Stop going out with the same people, and then you'll know new people, right?
Yeah.
So, but I love it because there's a lot more opportunity for community and networking. And
Mhm.
out of all the places I've lived, Atlanta's similar, but it's on its own different level. But out of all the different places I've lived, Indy has the most going on as far as
Really.
people trying to connect, people networking, community collaboration. That's why I want to like start doing my brunches to like really bring all the different people I meet together.
Mhm. Mhm.
I do think the one thing that's kind of missing is more mixture between the cultures here.
Mm.
I have a lot of friends who are like my best friend growing up, she's Mexican. Like they're like, I just found a new Latin club and I was like, I'm going here. Like this is where I'm gonna be, from now on. But they got their own businesses, but like they all got their own little networking events. I'm like, what the
Mm.
hell? Like, why are we not?
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to bring, everybody who's on similar wavelengths together with my stuff now, just
I love that.
are we all goal minded? Are we
Mhm.
trying? Because that's, we can all, nobody's perfect. We
Mm-mm.
all got imposter syndrome. We
All the
all
time.
don't know, where we're going for sure. But
Mhm.
I think if we're all working towards something,
Mhm.
it's positive,
No, I love that cross cultural. Because I agree with that. I think people can miss out on certain things just because they are so focused on wanting to elevate their culture, which I'm down for.
We're definitely down for.
Um, but don't limit yourself because
Yep.
you might meet somebody that could do something that no one else can do, but because you
We
have
were
that
just
block,
talking about how uncomfortable you'll be sometimes.
hmm
Some places, we go, we're
like
uncomfortable.
this morning going to
For real.
Noblesville, and I walk in and they're like, "Who is this red fiery? Like, what is okay? That's all right." And it was kind of, I wouldn't say it was weird because I felt kind of awkward. Like I'm not an awkward person, but this the vibe that I got was just like,
I felt that because I joined the Chamber of Commerce because, my business is in
yeah,
Fishers.
yeah.
So
And
I think
that's
we
a
ran into
huge,
each
yeah,
other.
that's a huge chamber, one zone. That's
So I was at
huge.
one of the One Zone events, and I remember going and like, I'm always me, I'm always dressed. I don't really know how to do like white collar business professional. Like, that's just not me, And one of the first events I went to was in the summer. So, of course, my tattoos all over my arms are out. And I don't know what I was thinking. I just went like, whatever, like me, because I'm never really uncomfortable either. But I walk in and I was like, okay, I really don't. I'd like text my friend. I'm like, I'm never uncomfortable, but I feel really uncomfortable right now. She's like, why? And I was like, I just don't feel like I belong here. Everybody's cute and white outfits and button ups, and I'm in
Hmm.
my little, what, probably something similar to this for real. And she's like,
Hmm.
you will be fine. You'll
Yeah.
find your space. And sure enough, like, I'm like speaking up because nobody else was talking and the speaker was talking. So I'm like, all right, you need somebody to talk. I got you. Like, I'll answer your questions. Like, let's engage. So
Yeah.
by the end of it, somebody approached me and they were like, she's like this cute little like bank teller.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I run this women's thing. And like, would you come and like speak at my event? And I'm just like, oh, you
Yeah.
guys do like me here?
I know.
So
Because you're different.
it's just
Like you're not,
different,
yeah.
yeah.
I am,
So
yeah.
I think that's something we all need to work on is just like putting ourselves in different places because
Hmm.
there's
And being
always going to be
uncomfortable makes you grow
100%.
because when you're in an environment and you're like it makes you kind of look at yourself and be like, okay, how can I approach this differently? Like,
Yep.
not that we want people to like us, but how can I
How can I grow and be better because of
communicate on,
professional and business level
hmm
too?
yeah, how can I communicate with them where it's a mutual?
Yeah. Well, and how can we grow just overall from it for
Hmm.
sure?
Yeah.
I've been enjoying that aspect of business too. I think just this last year has changed a lot because I had more time to focus on my personal life.
Hmm.
But when I have more time, then I always want to add so much in. So now I'm doing the Ivy Tech program,
Right.
and having a brunch and having the kickbacks and having an event in Washington. And
Yeah.
but I like to stay busy, so I'm excited because I think the entrepreneurship program, like you talked about, will help me like push me, because it's
Mhm.
like we never know it all.
Mm-mm. No,
Constantly
I
learning.
love I realized I said I feel like I'm like information junkie. Like I like want it.
Yes.
Okay, you can have all this information, but what the fuck are you doing with it?
Right.
Like, are you executing any of it? And so I had to really take a hard look the end of last year. Like, okay, you want to invest here, you want to go to these classes, you want to
Yeah.
be this and that, but how much of it have you actually executed?
I struggle with that one.
So this year is like I had an opportunity to be in a mentoring program again, but I didn't do it. I said because
Were you scared?
I haven't
You
even
shouldn't have time.
implemented anything from the last one I went to. So
Valid.
again, I'm
They
just
don't
gonna
hold. You don't
what?
feel like they hold you accountable though to be at like a program like that?
Yes and no. It's a group mentoring, so it's not a one on
Oh, okay,
one.
okay, a little different
And
then.
I do have a one on one mentor that helps hold me accountable. I have a couple different accountability partners, but I had read this book. It's called The 1% Rule, and
Okay.
there's a chapter in there that talks about accountability. And I think sometimes we're still too soft when it comes to accountable.
Mhm.
Like, what did you do? And your excuse, it's an excuse, and
Yep.
hold me to the fire and be like, okay, well, that's unacceptable. And I
Yep.
need to be okay with that. So, like, I need that type of like person that's going to be like, no, we not, no. You could have made those calls, but why did you
Yeah.
not?
Or it could have been that could have been better.
Yeah, like call you out on your stuff because
Yeah.
we get so caught up in doing so much that we lose track of what's the priority. Like,
Yeah.
what's income producing activity? Like, why am I posting during the day when I could be talking to clients?
Valid.
I need to be doing that at night.
Or like you said, picking and choosing what events we go to instead
Yes.
of just choosing the place. Because I have being back in Indy is killing me because I'm struggling with who I am, who I used to be,
Mhm.
and who I want to be,
Yeah.
because there's so many fun events out here. So
Mhm.
you really got to make sure you're investing in the right events and like for the right reason. Now, if you want to go have fun, that's one thing,
Yeah,
that's fine, but
definitely.
make sure that like you're not investing in something just because you think you're going to get something out of that if it's not that type of
Because
event.
there's been an event where I'm like, well, that was a flop.
I don't know how many 75s, 150s,
Like,
40s,
what was I thinking?
25s I spent last year that I was like, I mean, that was cool. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, but
And you can always take something from it, even if it's what not to
yeah.
do for your own stuff
Yes,
later.
yes. And I'm trying to like make sure that I pull out lessons like, okay, I went here, I didn't get what I expected, but what, like you said, what did I get out of it
Yeah.
to be able to move
So I go a
forward?
lot of places where I'm like, I want to be like friends with these people. And then I was like, oh, but wait, friends and clientele are not the same thing. Am I trying to make friends? Am I trying to have clients?
Yeah,
My clients lately have been mostly Fishers and Noblesville,
yeah,
Carmel, those, and like they're excited about new things. I feel like in a lot of
hmm
areas, but we just have to find the people who are, who want to grow. And I know,
hmm
I'm on that advisory board for C Leaders. Have you seen that
yeah,
with Jenica? I still need to get you guys together,
yes,
but I think connecting with people like that who want everybody to elevate.
yes,
She's trying to elevate customer service and all that.
hmm
So,
yeah, yeah,
holding each other accountable, finding things that we can improve on,
hmm hmm
not being butthurt.
yeah. And when it comes to the collaboration, we do collaborate here, but I don't think we do.
Hmm.
We talk about it a lot, but what does collaboration really look like?
Well, and it's very so, and I think we touched on it, and that's where my mind was going with this. It's like the small community is wonderful, but how do we expand past
hmm
that community?
hmm
Because supporting each other in one community where everybody knows each other is wonderful. Like everybody refers to each other.
hmm
But now, how do we get out of Indy?
hmm
How do we bring people from Chicago? How do you get people from
hmm
Atlanta? How do you get people from LA?
Yeah.
Y'all want to go with me to Seattle? Like, how do we do it? They want events in other cities. Like the
Hell,
people
I'm
here
down for
that throw
Seattle. I've never
events.
been there. I'll put that on my calendar list to
Well,
go.
come on, girl. I'm going April, July, probably October this year. We're gonna do
Okay.
three events. I'd like to do, some retreats. So like
Mhm.
the people that are doing big things here. I hope this year we start talking about how can we, with all stars. Like people are mad Indy's growing, but Indy's what we all need to be doing. We're growing. They haven't like my friends from Seattle, I got some friends that have never been to Indy and they own like 3 rental properties here.
Wow.
And they're like, we've never even been there. I'm like, where's it at?
Right.
Where y'all buy this at? But
Wow.
don't sleep on it, you know? Like
Yeah. And this right now, we're in a very unique position.
it is the perfect time. It's hard right now.
Yeah.
But if we can push through.
Hmm. Yep. Just to really maximize and capitalize on what's
Mm-hmm.
happening before, they always say you want to be
You
in
have
on the
to get
ground
it.
level
Yep.
because once it hits, then you're gonna be
100%.
like, damn it, I should have did it then, because then the cost is gonna be skyrocketed.
Well, I mean, it's like, the construction, like we all complain about the construction, but like I've lit, in Seattle, they never did construction. So now you're gridlocked. You can't go anywhere. So the fact that they're doing all the construction here, it's like we have to learn to like see the positives in some of these things. Like that type of growth is great for the city. That means more people are coming here.
Hmm.
The big things happening at the mall downtown, that means more business
Yes.
is coming. That means somebody is investing
Yeah.
$600 million
Hmm.
into the Circle Center Mall, which is really one of the coolest properties if they can get that rolling. Because downtown we are lit in Indy.
Hmm.
There are very few cities like us
Yeah.
as far as sports, and then the Speedway, and
Hmm.
I don't even care about sports.
Yeah. I don't either. But no, I agree. I love that cross cultural. I think we both responded to that lady's message.
Regina,
Yeah.
I
No,
love
no, no,
Regina.
not Regina. Yes, that, but a lady that talked about she was doing a multicultural.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, I saw her. I'm interested in that. That'll be
yeah,
interesting to see.
yeah.
It's hard to know until everybody comes. Everybody has got great ideas. I just want to see them come to
Again, it's
fruition.
executing, and I'm really working on that. Should be my word for the year. I said my word for the year was clarity, but maybe I need to be. It needs to be
Clarity is a
execute.
good one, but maybe yeah,
Yeah,
clarity and execution.
because I feel like last year, towards the end of the year, I was gaining more clarity, especially with my nonprofit. So that has moved into
Mm-hmm.
kind of a different phase where I wanted to have where I would be the hub for resources, but now I feel like I'm a big connector.
Yes.
And so I want to be that connecting people to people.
You and I are a lot alike. We got to continue. You got to come to the brunches.
Yes, yes.
Because
It's
that's the
crazy
thing.
how we support each other from a
We
distance,
do
you
all the
know?
time. I'm always like, hey, did you meet her? Have you met her?
Yes,
You guys need to connect.
yes, yes. But to me, I value these type of friendships because we don't question whether
Yeah,
we
it's
have
true.
each other. It's
No.
this we
When I
do
see
our
you, what's
thing
up?
exactly. Or if we needed something, hey, I feel like I could call you, and
For sure.
but you don't have to have that calling every day, every week. Like I'm not that type of
That's
friend.
adult, I think, and I have so many friends like all over the world, literally, that like I haven't talked to, but it feels like yesterday, and like I
Hmm.
know like I had one that was like, we're going to be driving through there. I haven't seen her since I think maybe like basic training, which was literally
Wow.
'09, and she's like,
Yeah.
hey, me and my family are going to be through Indy. What area, should we stay in? I'm like, you can stay in my house. Like, bring the
Yeah.
kids. Come on, girl. We got
Yeah.
bunk bed and everything. Like,
Yes. Yes.
but it's the same. Yeah. You just make these good. And so that's connection. I think
Hmm.
like the really like valuable connections, or what I want to, the genuine
Yes.
connections, or what I want to
Yeah.
focus on this year. So
So let's plan an event together. I would love
let's
it
do
for
it.
us to collaborate to
Let's
plan
do
an
it.
event. Yep.
Well, I got space. We
Yes.
know lots of spaces.
Yes.
I know a few other event spaces we can hit up depending on how big it gets.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna do it, and we need to go to some chamber events again this year too,
Yes.
because those aren't fun, but we got to go.
Yeah. And so now that I'm back in Noblesville, so I'll let you know they have
Yes.
like this. The one I went to this morning is called Women in Connect. So it's a women's
Okay.
event, but it's like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Who's that with?
Noblesville Chamber.
Okay, because there's the bank lady that I met with. They always meet early too,
Yeah.
and I'm like, y'all,
What? Right? Like what?
y'all,
No, who does that? Like
stop
no.
making events at like 7, 8 in the morning.
And the only reason why I was like, okay, I could go to this one because I'm already up because I had to go pick the papers up. But yeah,
Yeah, I
I,
think this
I
lady's is
would
usually at like
not.
7:30, and I get AJ on the bus at 7:20. So I'm like, I can't make it
Yeah,
and be dressed.
right.
Y'all want me there in my robe? Because I'll come in my robe. All right.
Exactly. Yes, yes. So I'm excited about what's to come. So are there ways that people can find you? So what's your
For
social media
sure.
and your website?
So I got a bunch, of course. The real underscore J Kelz is my personal one. That's probably the easiest to find. Or Image by Kelz, Elevated Image Suites. Jennifer Kelz Kelly on Facebook. I'll pop up. I'm probably in your mutual friends.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
real. Go on
yeah.
her page. You'll find me.
Yep, yep,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna put. We'll post and tag each other after this too, because
Yeah.
we got our picture from running into each other at one of my
Yeah, that
favorite
was so
spots.
funny that I ran
I
into
want to go
you.
back up there. What's tonight? What you
Uh,
doing later?
what is tonight? What is tonight? Thursday?
Wednesday. Is it
It's a
Wednesday?
Wednesday. Yeah, it is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been up there. That I hadn't been in there in a long time, but it was nice. That one guy, oh my God, he was so annoying.
Which one?
There was like it was two down because my one friend she saw that I had posted and she was like, "Oh, I'm about." She lives out that way. She's like, "I'm just gonna pop up." So she popped up. I'm like, "Thank you, Jesus," because that dude was tripping.
It's dangerous out here. Okay.
It is like I don't.
We can have a whole hour-long episode on dating too.
Yeah, and I feel like it's even more of a struggle when you're an entrepreneur
There's
because
a lot of opportunists out here.
yeah, and I feel like sometimes when people that approach me, it's like, okay, well, what can she do for me?
Ugh.
Or and it's like no, or I'm not gonna talk to you every day.
Do you get a lot of the ones that try to humble you?
No.
I've been getting a lot that I feel like have been trying to humble me, and it's like
Mm.
you don't need to humble me. Like I know who I am. Like
Hmm.
you're, I don't even know you. You're definitely not going to humble me. Like
Yeah.
we can make a scene in the restaurant because they be tripping, yo. I got all these dudes talking about how they deserve multiple wives
That's a big thing now. Yeah. I'm
and
just
how I'm gonna have to settle for somebody who works at McDonald's if I want to be happy because I'm too independent, and they want somebody who basically. I said that you got to get you a little girl, like a little 20-something-year-old, because
hmm
it ain't happening over here. I guess I'm just gonna be by myself.
and you know what? I'm okay with that. Like
Yeah,
I've
if we
come to
weren't okay with that, we wouldn't be where we were.
right, yeah,
You and I have had plenty of chances to
yes.
settle.
Yeah, and I can't. I've done it before and I
Right.
in this space of my life, I can't do it. I
Because
can't
how old's your
afford to do.
daughter?
She's 18. She'll be 19 next month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was with my son's dad for like 5 years. I think that's something that a lot of people talk about now, though, like the whole like the women like not choosing the men correctly. We a lot of us were with them like in like families, and then we
Mhm.
left because
Mhm.
things, once you have children, different things like pop up,
Yeah.
so it's hard out here for everybody. I think we just need to focus on those genuine
Yes.
connections in
Yeah.
general, just in general, and
Just
finding
in
getting
general.
past the like fake, because in the business world and in the personal world, like
Mhm.
fake is at an all-time high.
And I like that by doing the multicultural, you're gonna be opened up to people that you may not connect with. That
And putting yourself in those
you're like,
positions
oh
helps you
shit.
grow and helps
Yeah.
you be a better person.
Yeah.
And I like being around diverse people. I
I
think
want to go
that
to that
that's the
Latin
best.
club with you.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's right over here too.
Is it?
Estadio. Hmm.
Okay, that would be fun. Yeah, I love to dance. So do you know how to salsa?
I try. I used to dance backup for a reggaeton group,
Okay.
but some of the moves for like bachata and salsa feel opposite to like how
Oh,
you want to move your hips. I feel
gotcha.
like
Yeah.
there's like an extra little.
So just let me
I'll be
float
like, let me
away.
just twerk.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah. Well, I've enjoyed this. I'm so glad that you've been on. So this has been Melissa
For
Shaw with Our
sure.
Generation, where we educate, empower, and inspire. And please look out for some events that we're going to do. And please follow my girl because she's doing a lot. And you said you're going to be franchising your thinking
I'm
about that?
working on doing that. People are asking me to make. I need more space. Okay, I need some
Yeah,
more buildings. We need one in Washington.
yeah. Well, I want like I was that co-working space P30. I said I want that should be in every part of the city.
Yep,
Have you been there
I
yet?
like that spot.
Yeah,
I do like
it's a
that
dope
spot.
spot. All right, well, we are out. And then I can never at the end of my it won't